This is your guy EF with EF Sports One, and we're talking the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. First, hats off to Pat Mahomes for winning the NFL MVP. Now, I'll be honest, Jalen Hurts is my MVP of the season. I just think he had a remarkable season. When he was out, they didn't play that well. When he was in, they played well. I'm not a voter, but if I had a vote, it would have been Jalen Hurts. But let's go on to the game. Kansas City on offense. Listen, and listen carefully. Number one objective should be to find Reddick, number 7, the defensive end for the Eagles. Your motto, your logo, this should be posted on your walls. Don't let Reddick wreck the game. Don't let Reddick wreck the game. That should be a song. That should be in their headphones. Don't let Reddick wreck the game. Don't let Reddick wreck the game. Don't let this. If you let him wreck the game, it'll be just like it was 2 weeks ago against the 49ers. You won't have a quarterback. You won't have anybody in there to play the game. The game will be over by the end of the first quarter, and we can change the station, and we can watch Law and Order or Golden Girls or whatever else that we want to watch, because the Super Bowl will be over if you let Reddick wreck the game. So that's first and foremost. Second, if you're Kansas City on offense, well, you know that the Eagles are going to try to take away Kelsey, the tight end. They're going to probably double and triple. And here's the thing about that. Teams that double and triple team him, that doesn't even work. I mean, Kelsey still gets busy. He still gets his. You can assign 2 or 3 players to him, and he's still getting busy. So you might as well just assign one player to him, because if you're going to put 3 or 4 players on him and he's still getting busy, you're leaving other people open. So just put one person on him. He's going to get busy anyways. So having said that, because the Eagles are probably going to double or have a zone that's going to bracket him, that leaves your receivers open. And there are 2 guys that I'm looking at that should have great games or need to have great games if Kansas City is going to win. And that's Tony and Scantling. And I think more so Scantling, number 11, should have a big game or needs to have a big game. If they're doubling Kelsey, look for out routes, post corners, posts, skinny posts, whatever else opposite of Kelsey should be open. Look for that if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. And of course they need to run the ball. That's a given. But look for Scantling or Tony, but more so Scantling, to have a big game, or he needs to have a big game for them to win. On the other side of the ball, it all comes down to who I think is the MVP, Jalen Hurts. I think Kansas City is going to try to take away the run. They're going to have some run blitzes and different looks and things of that nature and try to take away the run. And they're going to force Hurts to use his feet and his arm to try to win the game. It's not that he can't, but you got to pick your poison. I mean, if you're Kansas City and you're looking at this juggernaut offense of Philadelphia, you just can't sit back on your heels and say, we'll try to address everything. We'll try to handle everything. Yeah, you just not going to work. You got to take something away. So you got to take the run game away. You got to commit to taking that away and make Jalen beat you with his arm and his feet, which he can. He can do that. That's why I think he's the MVP. He's very capable. Thing is, he might have a little injury, so you've got to test that. You have to test that arm and see if it's there. One thing I think the Eagles need to look at is, of course, the receivers will have some advantages on the outside, but if they're run blitzing and linebackers are creeping up, the tight end should be open. So Hurts needs to keep that in mind. He needs to look for the tight ends and things of that nature. Now, here's the key. I said that Kansas City needs to stop the run, but if they can't stop the run, once again, game over. Eagles will win. Again, go watch Law and Order. Go watch Golden Girls. If you tape the Grammys, go watch the Grammys. It's over. If the Eagles can run the ball, it's officially over. At the end of the day, the Eagles are the better team. Certain things have to happen for the Chiefs to win this game. Now, I'll say this, and listen to me carefully. The Eagles are the better team, but if they don't put Kansas City away, if they're not up 17 and in control of the game, especially defensively in control of the game, where we all see and say to ourselves, yeah, Philadelphia has this. If they leave any inkling of hope open for the Chiefs will steal the game from you. If you remember a couple years ago, 49ers, Chiefs in the Super Bowl, 49ers controlled the game, basically the whole game. They had Mahomes locked down. What happened? Kansas City woke up in the fourth quarter because the Niners weren't able to put them away, and Kansas City won the game. What happens is, what I call it, analytics meets instinct. Analytics, you have a game plan. I'm talking about Kansas City. You go into the game thinking you can do A, B, C, and D. And when A, B, C, and D does not work, which is the analytical part, you go to the instincts. When you're going with instincts, it's either going to make you or it's going to break you. And if it makes you, then you become an icon. You become iconic. You become this game changer, playmaker, Super Bowl MVP type. We've seen Mahomes be that. You try the game plan, it doesn't work. So you start getting into your Steph Curry mode, where you're shooting threes and you're falling out of bounds, making plays, and you're behind the backboard hitting jumpers. It's the same thing with Mahomes. They're the same person. When they get rolling, they are hard to stop. Philadelphia, they are the better team, but they cannot let Kansas City hang around. If they let Kansas City hang around, Mahomes will turn into Steph Curry, and he will make plays, and he will scare you to death. He has the experience. His coach has the experience. If it's a close game, Kansas City can steal it from the Eagles. The Eagles are the better team, but they better seal the deal early, often. Take care of business. Don't play around with Kansas City. That's my point. In conclusion, Hurts, this is his time to shine. This is his game. They gave Mahomes the MVP. Hurts, this is your chance to show us you are the MVP. Seal the deal. If not, Mahomes is going to show us exactly why he's the MVP. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Until the next video, thank you.